Hi, this is Francis. I'm going to provide you with a presentation of our floating resort found in Davao City. Okay. So, what is it? The floating resort is comprised of several floating structures called hexafarms. These hexafarms can grow bangus, siganids, shrimp, lobsters, guso, and gulaman. The structure itself is designed to act as a self-contained floating system or ecosystem. The top of the structure has 6 cells, which can contain 6 to 12 floating rooms. After being installed as a seafood garden, the rooms can be installed on top to create a beautiful eco resort where the fish, shrimp, and lobster can be seen swimming around beneath you. So this is the actual video or the three-dimensional video of our fish cage or hexafarm. Okay. All right. So on this part, okay. So this is the okay. So this is the three-dimensional view of our floating resort. As you can see on that center part, that is where the fish is roaming around, and there's a pathway where you can walk around the floating resort, and those are the glamping tents or glamping houses that we will use for renting it out to our tourists. So this is the common area where you can get coffee, food, and everything, pizza. Okay. So where is it? The upcoming floating resort is planned to be built off the coast of Samal Island near Davao City. Davao City has an international airport, and the resort will be advertised internationally. The location is still being negotiated with the municipal office of Samal Island, with offers for placement of the resort also in Panabo and Pontalinaw, smaller cities near Davao City. The floating resort will be also advertised to foreign guests coming from Australia, Singapore, USA, and other countries. So these are the 4 primary locations that we are aiming to build our floating resorts. Here in Samal, particularly, and one here, also in Panabo and Mati. And this is the actual glamping house that we will be using. It is actually a fireproof, antibacterial, waterproof, wind resistant, UV resistant, and mildew proof. The overall size is 4 meter by 6 meter. Okay. And this is actually the toilet and the shower area, and this is where the room is. And this is the actual video that we got from the location. As you can see, we already have one glamp house installed, and the fish cage is already there. On this area, as you can see, the water is calm because we are being surrounded by islands, protecting the fish cage from high waves. So that is the actual glamping house or floating resort that we have. Okay, so we'll move to the next. So, what are the advantages? Floating real estate removes the barriers to entry, such as high upfront cost, high cost of coastal, beachfront real estate, and titling complications, while still being waterfront property that is in high demand in the tourist market. Floating resorts offer unique experiences that cannot be replicated by land resorts, such as in resort fishing, scuba diving, snorkeling, and jet ski experiences. The floating resort can be towed to be relocated. For example, by towing our resort closer to Davao City, we can have more exposure to high population centers and decrease travel time for tourists depending on initial outcomes and desire of investors. By becoming an owner, you will have a voice in how the floating resort operates. By mutual cooperation, everyone can benefit and prosper. And why should you invest in it? Investing in most resorts costs millions or tens of millions of pesos. We offer the option to buy waterfront property for as low as 11,500 pesos only. The floating resort administration will maintain, clean, advertise, repair, and provide electricity to your glamp house. If you choose to keep it under the administration of the resort, maintenance costs will be shared with all owners. Electricity will be provided at 20% discount. You will receive 92% of all profits from renting out your room. What is the estimated return? So if you avail for full ownership of the unit for 2,500 daily of rent, 100% occupancy for an annual revenue that is equivalent to 912,500 pesos. 684,375 after expenses. Okay? So that is equivalent to 684, 375 minus 8%. You will be getting a total of 629,625 pesos. That is almost 87% APY. If you get the full ownership of 720,000 pesos at 50% occupancy, the annual revenue would be 456,250 pesos. After the all expenses, you'll get 342,180 minus the management fee of 8%, you get 314,812 pesos annually. That is 43% APY. And if you get the ownership of 1.5%, that is equivalent to 11,500 pesos, If the daily rate is 2,500 at 100% occupancy, the annual revenue is 13,685 pesos. And after all the expenses, that is equivalent to 10,260 minus 8%, you get a total of 9,430 pesos APY. That is equivalent to 82%. And if it is on 50% occupancy, for 2,500 daily, the annual revenue is 6,840, and the annual um, after all expenses, it would be 5,130 pesos minus 8% for the management fee. You get 4,715. That is equivalent to 41% APY. So this is the ownership options. You can get the full purchase, which is 720,000 pesos. This room is fully yours. You can stay whenever you like, upgrade, replace your glamp house, or lease it. We have one half ownership, that is equivalent to 360,000. 50% of the unit belongs to you. One fourth ownership, 180,000. You get 25% of the unit ownership. 1/8 ownership, 90,000. You own 12.5% of the unit. 1/16 ownership, that is equivalent to 45,000. You get 6% of the unit. 1/32 ownership, that is 22,500. You own 3% of the unit. And 1/64 ownership, that is equivalent to 11,500. You own 1.5% of the unit. The resort management will help facilitate guests to fill all rooms. No need to pay at once, payment plans at your convenience. All new buyers receive 1 free week at the resort. The floating resort maintains no ownership over the room, only you. Electricity will be provided at 20% discount. Furniture can be provided at 10% discount if you opt to let the resort management furnish your room. All rooms must pay a fee of 8% of profits to resort management. And if you do have any questions, feel free to message us, and we will provide you all the necessary answers. And don't hesitate to reach out to us. Okay, thank you, and have a good day.